let me give you 2 different reasons why you should do a personalized carnivore diet. You just heard of the carnivore diet. Maybe you already started trying it out. But let me remind you that everybody starts at a different health status, meaning some people were pretty healthy already and they just want to top their health. They just want the cherry on top of the cake. They were mostly animal based throughout their lives. And then other people, just like myself and plenty of people, that you were doing way too much actually plant-based diet without even knowing. Why plant-based? Rice-based, potato-based, bread-based with a little bit of some meat or some fish. You were plant-based most of your life, most likely, if you are undeveloped or if you don't feel so great. How do you know how healthy you are? Here. Every small or big type of mark around your eyes will determine how healthy you are right now. I am a recovering vegan. I did vegetarian and veganism and daily dozen for far too long, and raw vegan, and that aged me, that made me less well in terms of emotional and physical health, as well as mentally. I was not very organized, and thus you might need different quantities of fat or protein or whatever compared to a person who is healthier than you. Secondly, different people have different antibodies. What are those? Antibodies are like mugshots. Whenever somebody, a bad guy, does something, or bad girl, does something which is not so right in the society's view, it is, or she is, condemned. There is a report and there is a picture. Next time you see this guy, watch out for him. And antibodies are just the same way. You might eaten some, let's give an example, some peaches throughout your life. And if they were always organic and your gut was firm, was tight, had no ruptures in its walls, you have 0 antibodies to peaches for this example. But if your gut was permeable, if you ate glyphosate, meaning Roundup sprayed peaches for the example, you for sure have antibodies to it. Everybody that has eaten a substantial amount, and it doesn't need to be all that big like daily, amount of, for example, broccoli or almonds, is for sure intolerant, meaning they have antibodies to those. Why? Because almonds have cyanide, because the broccoli have some other compound that is not good for you. Cashews, milk has the casein. There are plenty of different proteins or whatever compounds that are not good for you, and because they created ruptures or problems in your body took a mugshot, and every time you eat it, you either get depressed or sad or frustrated or angry or very pissed off, anxious, whatever. Different people have different reactions. You might get some knee pain, you might get some the symptoms of one of various autoimmune diseases, some memory issues. It's personal. That's why it is so important that you do an IgG food sensitivity test. I wish I sold those because I'm always recommending them, to see which content should fill your carnivore diet. You want to know how much, and you want to know which type of carnivore diet to do. And to simplify the the answer to this question. For everybody, it's intuitive eating. If you eat, for example, a persimmon, and even you did an IgG food sensitivity test and they did not test with that specific fruit because it's less common. And if you eat one and you feel well, you feel okay, you feel light, sure, you have very little or no antibodies to it. But if you get pissed off or sad or any symptom that is like against a easiness in your body, a dis-ease, then you know it's not a good idea to eat it. What about quantities? For sure, macronutrients are supposed to be consumed in higher, substantial, visible amounts, and micronutrients are supposed to be small in actual size. Macronutrients include fat, protein, and water, and micronutrients include plenty of them, including sodium. And that's why in your daily volume of food that you eat, you should see a substantially, meaning visible, palpable amount of fat, of protein, and of water. I am not going to say to you, oh, eat a fat the size of a hand or the size of a tablet or whatever, or about the protein, or drink X amount of liters of water. It makes no sense because intuition knows better than any theory. Remember, if you go through these formulas and equations, you are discarding the different health status that you have. Some days our bodies ask us for more fat, other days it asks us for less. So make sure you have a high amount of fat, protein, and water, and plenty of sodium on your table, but then let your intuition, or actually your instinct, decide how much it wants to eat in that specific moment. This I means that you have availability and you are not going to eat less than your body wishes to at that specific moment. Eat when you wish, eat as much as you wish until you are satisfied. You don't need to stuff yourself and should not. That's why it's best, at least in the beginning, to eat throughout the day. But then again, that's just a theory. You should eat when you're hungry, just like any animals. They don't do intermittent fasting. If they are hungry, they'll eat, even if it's plenty of times a day. If they are not hungry, they might be 2 or 3 days without eating because they follow hunger, not some man-made theories and whatnot. And it's so simple that you just need to do this test. Do the one with the 200 plus content, meaning plenty of fruits, plenty of even including the honey, and plenty of condiments and whatnot, and seasonings. And remember, get out of all these formulas and theories and whatnot. You will fail. I failed when I was doing those. If your food sensitivity blood test comes out with a visible number of antibodies to any specific food, even if they deem it green, meaning they consider the whatever clinic that you went to consider it's okay to eat, do not validate that. If there is an antibody, there is inflammation. Inflammation is like when the police is trying to grab some bad dude and inevitably they might break some glasses or some table or whatever. That is inflammation. Your body is attacking that particle of broccoli or fruit or whatever, or milk or eggs. That's why I rarely recommend eggs, and when I do, I say make sure you are tolerant. Tolerant doesn't mean you don't get marks on your skin. Tolerant means you don't get any symptoms that could be considered symptoms health-wise. This is the only formula that you should follow, if any, because you want to forget all of this ideas that you had before, if we never had been taught, any of this wouldn't matter. Animals, either that it's a wild carnivore, they know what to eat. A wild herbivore, they know what to eat. They instinctively go for it. But because we are so deterred from reality, we need this to basically unconstruct what we have as a program inside of here. If you learned something or relearned something from this video, please leave a like. If you know somebody who can benefit from this, send them the link. And if you want to check more videos about the carnivore diet or other ideas that might somewhat or not benefit your life, check out my channel. There are plenty there, and if you hit that subscribe button, plenty more will be suggested to you. Thank you.